Hey, your wise women, it's September, and our plant of the month this month is mullein, Verbascum thapsus. Beautiful words, I love saying that, Verbascum thapsus. Hey, today Sally is busy planting her new lavender garden over in the Triskele, and so I am going to do the mullein in the garden video. And you don't get to see my face, you just get to hear my words. So here we have examples of mullein that are seeded this summer, and they're making rosettes. This beautiful rosette form of the mullein is very easy to identify, and the fuzzy leaf, we're just having our first rain since June, and it's September, I don't know, somewhere around the 16th or 17th, 18th, somewhere in there. And so here we have these fuzzy leafed mullein rosettes that won't actually develop their spires, the beautiful upright part of mullein. Let me get the gate out of the way here so you can see it. This is a small, not a very tall mullein, but it's growing in gravel. It's a gravel around the edge of the house. All of these mulleins, and here we have it's just a little mullein forest. You can see over there. We've got one that's coming up into flower, and we have some more over here on this edge. So this is a beautiful opportunity to see all the different growth stages. So when people say, well, when do you harvest this or when do you harvest that? It's not as easy to answer those questions. And so the typical answer is, it depends. All right, so we've learned mullein likes it gravelly and rocky, well drained. We're coming around here, and this is another really beautiful planting of mullein. And honestly, we didn't do anything except the beautiful step one of the Wise Woman tradition, do nothing. And we allowed the mullein to just find its way at RavenCroft. So we don't actually plant mullein, and we've never been without mullein. And she never comes really in the same place one year to the next. So this batch of mullein will be harvested as soon as the rain stops at the base. We'll be cutting it off at the base. And this is a very characteristic, I want to turn the camera, but it doesn't work. So this is a really characteristic part of mullein that'll help you identify that you've got the right plant when you go looking. That wavy leaf stem that actually attaches to the stem there. Very characteristic of mullein, and I can't think of any other plant that happens with. And you see all the way up the stem. This is a way that the plant can actually help water make it down from the leaf. It just moves down the stalk and gets to the ground. So a plant that lives in a dry area will develop characteristics in its growth that help it survive. All right, so we see here that the flowers, see how close can I get here and keep it in focus. Wow, the flowers are absolutely beautiful. And these flowers, we'll talk more in the apothecary section, but really great pain relieving characteristics or properties for the flowers. So that's the little mullein patch. It looks to me kind of like a chorus. They're all standing there singing. All right, so I'm going to come over. In July, we do medicine making every year here at RavenCroft Garden. And we had a medicine making weekend, and it turned out mullein was the plant that we made medicine with that weekend. Every woman had her own mullein plant to attune with during the course of the weekend. And so here you can see these mulleins are quite large. These were up in full bloom in July. It's now September. So you can see that when do you harvest becomes quite a tricky question with these biennial plants. Mullein is a biennial plant, and that means it takes 2 years for her to develop her flowering seed head. All right, so this one, really good, tall, probably those stakes are 12 feet tall, so this mullein is a good 11 feet tall. And at the top, let me see if I can get in there. This one is actually, it's hard to see it, but fasciation. Now there's a word for you to look up. Fasciating plants actually kind of go flat and produce a very interesting structure. Mullein is inclined to do it fairly easily. So that's a good introduction to mullein in the garden. Let's see if I can get us back where you can see the garden. There we go. It's mid-September and we are having a riot of color in the garden this year, and we will have seeds for you later. But mullein in the garden, doing good. Have you got mullein in your garden? Did you find mullein out while you were wild foraging this summer? What's your experience with mullein? We want to hear from you. So tell us what you do. Next week, you know, we don't really do mullein in the kitchen. We don't really eat mullein. But next week we will be actually making mullein medicine and talking about it. We do one thing in the kitchen with mullein, and that is, it is a nourishing herbal infusion, and we make mullein milk. So we'll be talking about that next week. And the week after, we will actually be talking about mullein. Well, we're going to actually combine both things next week because we got a late start this month. And we will have mullein in the kitchen and mullein in the apothecary combined into one session. So look forward to that video. We look forward to hearing from you and what you found out about mullein in your garden and in your experiences this summer. All right, hope your gardens are growing well. We look forward to seeing you down the road. EagleSong Gardener signing off.